Hey guys, Cody Barton here. Welcome to my channel where all we talk about is real estate, business, and systems. In today's video, we're talking all about driving for dollars. So let's jump right into it. When you're looking for an area to start driving for dollars, you don't really know where to go. This is what I would do, is I would go find, whether it's in a Facebook group, whether it's at a meetup, some investors that are doing deals actively and ask them, hey, where are you buying deals? Where's a hot area to go and find deals to drive for dollars? So the next part is understanding what are you looking for. What I teach my team to do is specifically go out and look for properties that have at least 2 or more things that are wrong with them, because obviously you can go out and find properties that have maybe one thing wrong with them, and you could build too big of a list. And really the purpose of driving for dollars is to have a small niche list of properties that have definitely something wrong with them so that you can reach out to those homeowners and get those deals under contract. So we're gonna do something super cool today. Myself and my business partner, Matt Beer, are gonna go drive for dollars, showing you what we specifically look for when we're adding properties to our driving for dollars list, how to reach out to those people, and stay tuned for the end of the video. We're gonna show you how to build your driving for dollars list from your couch.
Driving for dollars, we're looking for properties that have deferred maintenance, right? So properties that have multiple issues, not just landscaping, not just broken windows, not just roof, not just paint. We want multiple things, right? So if it has at least 2 things, that could qualify to be on our list. I think, like what Cody was saying, is that it's important that you're looking for the ugliest ones. You're looking for the ugliest duck. And the reason why is you don't want a massive driving for dollar list with just every property that you see that could be something, right? The whole purpose of doing this, the whole purpose of driving for dollars is to keep that list, right? The list of properties you're gonna call, text, or like maybe even send mail to, whatever. You want that list to be super small and very focused, very niche. So we're not looking for every single property. So the first thing we're gonna do as we're driving around, we're gonna open up our Batch Driven app. And Batch Driven is really cool because it goes off an interactive map, and then while I'm here, I can pull up whatever property I'm in front of.
So like this, I would say too, Matt, like this house is being rehabbed right now. So that would be just something that I would say that if you're having a hard time finding areas where you should be driving for dollars, I mean, that's just a perfect example. I mean, properties that are currently being rehabbed are great to let you know that people in that neighborhood, they're buying properties and remodeling them. I mean, what do you think about that guy right there, Matt?
100%. I think that's a really good one. So what we're gonna do, now you can see the map has this out front of the property. So what I'll do is I'll just click it here on our map on the phone. And it's really cool. It says loading the property. So this is 21009, probably the house right next door to it. 2113. So what this does is it tells me, okay, the property owner, his name's Harold. It looks like he bought the property for $42,000, super cheap back in 2010. So for you guys that aren't familiar with this market, this is Tempe, Arizona. Like this is one of the hottest markets in Maricopa County. So like this property has a ton of equity. He's owned it for a while. And judging from the outside of the property, like for whatever reason,
certified beauty. I mean,
certified beauty.
That's what I would call that. I mean, it has they have like a bus and multiple cars in the driveway, with tall grass, purple beams, and trash laid out all over the yard.
Yeah. So a lot of things wrong with this property.
Yeah.
All I do now is within the Batch Driven app, I see that it's owner occupied. So technically, if you guys are so inclined, you can go knock on this person's door and see if they would be interested in getting an offer on the property. But if door knocking isn't your thing and you're not comfortable with having that conversation quite yet, when maybe you're just getting started, you don't know what to say, that's perfectly fine. Within the app, I can add this property by simply going to view details, right? Here's the Google Street View we just passed by, and I can add it to a folder, right? So I'm probably gonna add it to my driving for dollar folder, my D4 $sign. And the app itself will tell me, right, successfully created. All I have to do now is I can scroll down, and within the app, I can click skip trace, right? And bam, just like that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 phone numbers for this prospect to give a call to see if they would be interested in selling their property. So very, very, very powerful. You could actually do this on the spot. You can call Harold right away using one of these phone numbers. Maybe you connect to him, and let's just say he does answer. It's a very simple conversation. Say, hey, Mr. Hey Harold, I'm actually outside of your property right now, and I was just curious if you consider an offer, right? If you're not the type to go knock on the door. So great example. It's already added to my folder. So maybe later when I get home or when I'm behind my computer, I can look through all my properties that I added to my folder while I'm out and about driving for dollars. I can export that list, or I can just call them one by one within the app. So very, very powerful. Let's move on to the next one.
I think the thing too that people have to realize when they're driving for dollars is they're creating a very niche and updated list, right? Because when you're looking at these properties, it's not like look at that right there.
That's beautiful.
I mean, that looks vacant.
That is vacant for
see
sure.
if on the app you could pull that 2009. So this property, it looks vacant. There's a lot of landscape trash there. The fascia looks a little bit messed up on the property as well. Looks like those windows are pretty beat up, needs a paint job, lots of trash in the backyard. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really look like anyone lives there.
No, yeah, it needs everything for sure. I can see they bought it for $190,000 earlier this year. And if it's sitting vacant and it's not in condition to rent, that homeowner is just making payments on a property that nothing is happening.
Oh my God.
So they're losing a ton of money.
We got to turn around for this one.
Another great
What the
property
heck?
for sure.
What do you think? You think you should add this one to your list?
I definitely think you should add this one. Like, look at that. What in the world?
So this is what we call a no-brainer to add. You don't have to overthink that
A
one.
no-brainer. Oh my gosh. All right, this is 2020 East Don Carlos Avenue. View details. Oh gosh, it's been like this for a while. Let's see.
Yeah, that thing
Built in 1959. Great.
looks like it hasn't been touched since then.
Probably not. Awesome. So another property added. So you guys can see what we're looking for. Like all these properties we're adding, not just, because here's an example of a property that just has landscaping that needs to be done. We're not going to add that to our list. So another thing that I think everyone watching this should realize is you can do this. You can go out on your own time and look for these ugly properties, and you can add them to your list here, to your folder within Batch Driven. But it means nothing, and it does nothing if you don't take the action and call them, or if you don't go knock on their door. I think a lot of people get lost in this step of, I'm going out, I'm going to find some ugly properties, great, but then it takes some courage to give them a call.
Definitely. I'll actually include below, Matt, the script that we use when we're cold calling people. So, I mean, because I think the biggest challenge that a lot of people have is they have a fear. They're like, what do I say? Or what's the right words to say? The biggest thing is realizing you don't need to overthink it. There really isn't some special magical phrase that we're saying when we're talking to these people, but the script will do a good job at laying it out, what information you should be asking for so that you sound like a professional when you're talking to them on the phone. I just saw another certified beauty over here. This looks good here too, because you'll notice that this property is for rent. It looks beautiful. I mean, someone went in, spent a bunch of money, looks like a new roof. I mean, obviously everything's been redone on that property, so that's a good sign for the neighborhood that investors are buying. But then you look at a property like this, I mean, it looks like someone lives there. There's a package out front.
Oh my goodness.
But
so we'll find out. Let's see here. Within the app, it says this is owner occupied. She's owned it since 2013. And you guys can see, like, that property needs some painting, it needs updating, it needs yard work, so it makes the cut.
And I talked about in a previous video about setting a goal around when you're driving for dollars, an amount of properties per day. I mean, if you're doing this consistently, you should be adding 25, 30 properties every day. I mean, you could do more. That's what I was doing when I was handwriting addresses, but where you actually can pop it into a folder in your app and pull it up really quickly, I mean, you should be able to even do more.
100%. The coolest thing about the app is you can literally organize all of your list, organize all of your driving for dollar properties, and skip trace them all in one spot and call them on the spot or text them on the spot, whatever you want to do. Like, without, like, it just short circuits the whole process. Then it takes a whole lot of time to get it done.
So already see another property up here. It looks like it's being renovated, right? We got a dumpster. So somebody's probably either gonna turn this, you know, turn it, flip it, or might be keeping it as a rental. But I mean, it's another example. When there's dumpsters in the neighborhood, that's a good sign. There's money being made in that neighborhood. I think that's good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Cool. All right, you guys. So what I want to show you now how to do is how kind of Cody had alluded to earlier on in the recording that you can actually do this from your couch, and that's absolutely the case. We actually have virtual assistants they actually live in the Philippines, and they do this for our team. They virtually drive for dollars while our team is out physically driving for dollars in our local market. So what you can do is you just go to batchdriven.com. So the same app you're using on your phone. And if you hop in here, you'll see that we already have some stuff here on our map, right? A lot of these properties are driving for dollars. Like, look at all that. That is incredible. All those are opportunities, which is really, really, really cool. These properties are not on anyone else's list. So you can see already the properties that we just added. You'll take this little man up here in the top corner, drag him down to the street view. You'll drop it, and bam, here we are, right? So everything that we're doing in the car, driving around, looking for these ugly properties, you're now able to do it from your computer. So let's just take it from here and look for some properties, right? So we're strolling through the street. Again, we're looking for things that fit our criteria. Again, we're not trying to build a list with every property that we see that has little minor issues. We want to find folks that are having some financial difficulties, and which has resulted in lack of maintenance on the property. As you can see, I'm just going through the streets. We have a virtual assistant do this, but you of course can do this as well, which makes this very, very, very cool. You don't have to actually get in the car, use gas. From your app, you can go around looking for these ugly properties. Let's use this property, okay? I'm gonna scroll over. This one right here. Let's just say this was the one that we want to add to our list. It's very simple from the desktop app. All you have to do is click on this little pin. Bam, I got Bunny Hodis is the owner, 2068 East Howe Avenue. I can add that property to the same folder that I was just using while I was out and about in person doing this, right? My driving for dollars, bam, just like that. You can skip trace within the app as well. Phone call, got all the phone numbers. I can call, text, really, really, really cool. So guys, this is amazing that it doesn't matter, if you can't use it as an excuse that you can't go out and do it, you don't have a ride, you don't have a way. We can do this in any market in the United States. It doesn't have to be Phoenix. It can be any market that we're in Florida, Atlanta, anywhere. We're going through Street View, looking for ugly properties, adding them to our list, skip tracing them, giving them a call, trying to find motivated sellers and real estate opportunities. So guys, use Batch Driven. That's what we were using today while we're out in the car, while I'm here at my computer. You can use your app that's on your smartphone or the desktop app. If you're doing this from home, it's very, very, very powerful. You can see that all we're trying to do is find motivated sellers and real estate opportunities for our business, right? If you go to batchdriven.com/Matt, you actually get your first 50 skip traces for free. So as we're out, in front of the property, hitting that skip trace button and we're getting all the phone numbers, you get 50 of those for free. So guys, get to it and good luck out there.
So guys, to recap on what we were looking for when we were driving for dollars, as you saw, some of the properties that we were looking at may have only had just some light landscaping issues or just some light maintenance that may need to be done to the property, but you'll notice the properties that we added to our list needed substantial work done to them. We're talking about paint fading, we're talking about landscape that needs major cleanup, cracked windows, busted up roofs and things like that. So it's important as you're building that list, again, you're physically there, you're seeing the properties in person in live real time, what those properties look like. So 2 or more issues, I would say get those added to your list. And then like we were talking about before, if you can't drive physically for dollars, maybe the market that you're in, you can't physically drive for dollars. Maybe you live in San Francisco or New York City and it's a little bit more challenging to go to the suburbs. What you can do is, like Matt showed you, you can sit on your couch, virtually drive for dollars and still be able to find some of those properties that need work so that you could add those to your list. Reach out to those homeowners, and like I mentioned earlier, we'll have the script below that you can download for free of how we actually have conversations with these sellers so that you can spend more of your time getting deals. So if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos as they're coming out. And if you got any value from this video today, comment below if there's something that you learned or if there's something that you want me to elaborate on a little bit more. The next video that I'm going to be coming out with is going to be talking about the 10 things that you need to have in your real estate investing business to ensure that you have success. So with that, we'll see you in the next video.